So on the AP test, there are a bunch of questions that are written without numbers. This is a pretty common technique to prove that you know the process, that you know the physics concepts behind it, but then they don't give you numbers because, I don't know, they're mean, they're bullies? No, because they're just testing you on the core concept and they don't want to be grading the final answer as much as they want to be grading your pathway and they want to prove that. And so, let's read this. A rock thrown horizontally with a speed v from a cliff that is a height h above the water. Derive an expression for the final speed of the rock vf just before striking the ground in terms of the given variables and fundamental constants. So if it's in terms of the given variables and fundamental constants, we're allowed to have our answer have vf, v, h, and for this unit, it's gravity, okay? G, okay? That's the fundamental constant that I would solve it in terms of. Now, gravity could be different. We know it as 9.8. If you need to use 9.8, that's fine, but it's going to be the only number, so I'm just going to keep using the letter G. Also, that would help because if we bring this problem to Mars, even though Mars's gravity is like 3.6-ish, and we'd be lighter on Mars, we'd feel lighter on Mars, we could still use the formula, right? We didn't have 9.8 in our way. We could bring it to the moon where gravity's like 1.6. Same thing, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is draw a picture. And then we have our cliff up here, and the ball gets knocked off the cliff, and it falls down. And we're looking for a velocity, but it looks like we're looking for a final velocity just before striking the ground. That's a diagonal factor. So that's what I drew there. When it gets launched, that's a horizontal. So this is V, this is VF, and then this is H. Those are my three letters that they gave me. Now, my brain doesn't work and doesn't create a pathway without charting it out. I think that was the best tool that I gave y'all. And so I like to just say if we have displacement, velocity initial, velocity final, acceleration and time, that we know a lot of pieces of information. What letters are we allowed to use when we fill this out?
VI, VF, and H.
Not VI. What is this V?
That is horizontal.
Yeah, that's actually Vx. So V is actually going to be this horizontal speed, the launch speed right here at the beginning. Okay.
Use H for displacement.
We're allowed to use H for displacement. Which displacement? Vertical displacement. So this is the vertical column if you're following along on the internet. Vertical. This is horizontal.
And then we could say XT. This would be
Wait. XT.
or BT.
What else do we know?
You have the displacement in the horizontal direction is velocity time.
We know gravity. I'm going to use letter G. What else do you know? You know two more things.
Time's going to be the same.
VI, Y. VI in the vertical direction is 0. And technically this is 0. Sometimes I just draw an X in that box because that's always 0. Right? Where our projectile problems will never have a rocket strapped to it moving side to side. All right. And that's just because we're looking for two-dimensional motion where in one dimension we have gravity. Projectiles, right? It's thrown up in the air. Alrighty. What equation would I use? I need this box to have the final diagonal, right? I need to find the two legs that make up this diagonal. So I need this box and that box. Oh, wait, I already have that box. So how do I find this box? What's the equation for it?
Or just VF.
VF squared equals VI squared plus 2AX. That's our base equation. Now, VF squared I'm going to call this VFY at this moment because we're not allowed to call it VF because that's the diagonal one, right? So I'm going to just say the VF in the Y direction is equal to... No, what? No, yeah, VIY in the Y direction. They correspond.
X and Y are breaking my brain.
I'm trying to plug in 0 here. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I needed that 0 for. 2 times G times H. VFY squared. So I have VFY equals 2GH. Now I have my two legs. Yeah, root 2GH. Now I have my two legs. What do I need to do to find my diagonal? Pythagorean theorem.
Wait, but you don't
have the other leg yet.
like isn't that like just V?
We call it V. Right? So here's the thing. You would say I need VFY squared plus VFX squared. This is just V equals VF squared. Because this is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. But these all have other nicknames. Well, this one's nickname is going to be root 2GH. And we're going to square that. Plus,
VX.
yeah, we just call this V. V squared. That's what they told us to call it. Equals VF squared. But then I'm going to move that to the square root of this side. That's my answer. Now, you don't necessarily need to do this on the AP test. If this is a solve for, this is a final answer that your math teacher would hate, but is not wrong. I don't know if they'd hate it. They'd just disapprovingly look at it, right?
Yeah.
Hate's such a strong word. Some of them might hate it. I don't know. Math teachers, you know, some of them have opinions. At least my math teachers did. So here we have 2GH plus V squared root. That's a little bit cleaner. Equals VF. And you know what happened to this squared, right? Yeah. Does this work according to our rules? It says, derive an expression for the final speed of the rock, VF, just before striking the ground in terms of the given variables and fundamental constants. So 2, well, that's a fundamental constant. That's a given variable. That's a given variable. And that's what we're looking for. So I think we're good. All right, let's box it. That's it. That's all we're doing today. That one problem.